Miranda, are you there? I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry for getting back to you late. No, there's no need to apologize. I'm sorry for trying to reach you at work earlier. Yes, well, normally that wouldn't be such an issue, but I just happened to be in the middle of a meeting when you did call. Anyways, is this about Rachel? That's right. It's just that it's been about 2 weeks now, and I can't seem to get a hold of her no matter what I do. I'm just worried that something might have happened to her. Do you know at all if she's okay, or if anything did happen? I think that Rachel's pretty okay. I haven't seen anything wrong with her anyways. Well, that is a relief to hear at the very least. But it still doesn't explain why I can't seem to get a hold of her at all. I mean, my messages aren't even coming up as read at all. She just never used to act like this. She'd always at least get back to me. Oh, I see. Yes, well, the thing about that is that Rachel doesn't have a cell phone anymore. I'm sorry, what? What happened to it? Yeah, I'm afraid that her last phone broke and she can't use it anymore. She accidentally dropped it into a pot of water and then it got waterlogged. So, it's not just you. She isn't messaging anyone right now. Oh my. Well, that really sucks, doesn't it? I had no idea that she'd broken her phone. Yeah, she was just being a little careless while cooking dinner one night and it slipped right out of her hands and into a pot of water. I see. Well, I still wish that I could get in contact with her, but at least now I know what's been going on. Although since it's already been 2 weeks, why not just buy a new phone? Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. We've talked about doing that. Well, why haven't you just gone and done it yet? I mean, Rachel must be missing out on all kinds of things if she doesn't have a working phone, right? Right, but you see, the thing is that it's actually the second time that Rachel has broken her phone now. The first time was about a month ago, and that time we did buy a new phone to replace her old one. But you know how expensive smartphones can be. Buying a second replacement phone isn't the most simple thing in the world. Well, why didn't you say so, dear? How about I give you the money so that you can buy her a new phone? I mean, really, no one in this day and age should be going around without one. I am really sorry. I know that you mean well, but I just can't let you do that for us. But why not? It really isn't a bother for me at all. I'm more than happy to help. I just would really like it if Rachel thought a little bit more about the consequences of her actions after she's already gone through 2 whole phones. I told her that if she wanted a new phone, that she'd have to get it herself. Maybe this way she'll be a little more careful in the future. I guess that I see the point that you're trying to make with her. But surely there are other ways to go about it than by doing this, right? Well, the thing is that she doesn't really even have any money of her own. That's why it's important that she learns to treat her things with care and caution. I feel like at this point, if anyone were to step in, we'd just have a third broken phone soon enough. Well, I just don't even know what to say then. Hopefully she'll learn to be responsible with her things. It really isn't befitting for a wife to not care about breaking things or how much money their actions might cost others. Sure, okay. But I guess this means that if I call your home phone number that I should be able to talk to her then, right? It has just been so long since I last heard her voice and all I want to do is talk to my daughter on the phone. I mean, I can hardly even remember the last time that I saw her. It has been some time since we last saw each other, hasn't it? But I'm afraid that we live too far apart to make visits a frequent thing. That's true, but still, I can't help wanting to see her. I mean, she's my only daughter. No matter how much I try to settle down or stay calm, I'll always worry about my little girl. I get it. Even though she's living with us now, I guess that I can allow her to talk to you. I'll let her give you a call sometime tonight, okay? Okay, thank you for telling her that. I really appreciate it. Benny, are you there? What happened to my daughter? Tell me what is going on. What are you talking about? I have no idea what you could possibly mean. Well, I just got off the phone with one of Rachel's old classmates. She told me that she met up with Rachel and she looked like a skeleton. A skeleton? What do you mean by that? You're not making any sense at all. Look, you told me that I'd get to talk to my daughter yesterday, and that never happened. I just want to know what is going on and if Rachel is okay or not. Of course she's fine. She's just been dealing with some kind of illness, and that's why she's been losing so much weight. That's also why she couldn't talk on the phone yesterday. She was feeling too under the weather. I don't know who this friend that you talk to is, but it's obvious to me that they're exaggerating about everything. I think she just can't understand that people change when they get married. I can understand what you're saying, but this friend of Rachel's said that she was practically just skin and bones when she saw her. This isn't just a little bit of weight loss we're talking about here. And I am telling you that this so-called friend has no idea what they're even talking about. I am telling you that what she said was just an over-exaggeration. She sent me photos. My poor daughter looks like a stick. I really don't think that kind of shift in someone's weight can be healthy. I mean, you're her husband, for crying out loud. Aren't you even worried in the least bit about your wife's health? Okay, Miranda, you need to understand something. I am a very, very busy person. And if Rachel was feeling sick, she can take herself to the doctor's office. I mean, I'm not her babysitter and she's an adult. If there really was a problem, which there isn't, she could take care of it herself. But that isn't fair. I'm not asking for you to be responsible for my daughter's health. I'm just saying that I really don't think that Rachel was looking well from those photos. Can you at least talk to her and ask if she's feeling okay? Or at least let her talk to me? You seriously just need to accept that Rachel is part of my family now. You seriously should just leave us alone. You are being way overbearing and stepping over so many boundaries right now. How can you say that to me? I'm her mother. I'm not just some concerned bystander. I don't see how Rachel marrying you means that I shouldn't have anything to do with her ever again. Just tell me what you've been doing to my daughter since she went to live with you. Because I am sure now that kind of changes she's undergone can't be safe. Okay, and just what are you trying to imply, huh? Are you trying to say that it's my fault that Rachel is the way she is or something? I just mean that I'm her mother, and I have a right to be concerned about my daughter's health. If I had known that you would have treated her like this, I would have never allowed you two to get married. What are you talking about? Don't you know who my family is? Don't you know the kind of life that we're giving your daughter just by letting her into our family? If anything, she should be working even harder for us. I mean, I've never heard of such a useless wife. A useless wife? And just what do you mean by that? How can you even say that about someone that you're supposed to love? I'm just trying to say that she has no idea how to cook at all. She hardly ever cleans the house, and she is just all-round useless. I mean, you should be ashamed of yourself, too, for raising such a useless daughter. Do not talk about my daughter or how I raised her like that. How dare you try and say that Rachel is useless? She has always been such a motivated young woman, always eager to help clean up around the house. I don't know what you're talking about at all. But if she isn't being her usual energetic self, it must be because she's upset about something. No. It isn't anything stupid like that. The fact of the matter is that you just raised Rachel poorly, and now she can hardly even take care of me or my family. Don't try and make any other excuses for you or her. I also will have to ask you to stop trying to get into contact with Rachel. She's ours and that is final. We'll have to train her from zero all over again. Train her? Are you serious? But that means that I'm right, doesn't it? You are doing something bad to my poor little girl. Tell me what you've done to her. I won't let you get away with this. Give me back my daughter this instant. I'm afraid that your daughter won't be seeing anyone ever again until her training is complete and she knows how to be a good wife. This isn't a game. I am being serious with you, Ben. I will get her away from you, mark my words. I think you need to know that I'm not joking either. Your daughter is ours to do whatever we like with now, got it? You might as well just forget about her. You had your chance when the priest asked if anyone had any objections, but now it's far too late for you to do anything about her. You're terrible, just awful. If I had any idea what a horrible person you were, I would have never, ever let my poor little girl marry you. Well, don't worry. We'll make sure that your poor little girl gets all that she needs in order to be a proper woman who can take proper care of her family. If anything, you should be thankful for us doing our job for you. You can't be serious. Do you honestly think that I would be thankful for any of this? You're a monster. I will get her back. You'll see. I'll prove it to you. You took her, didn't you? You took Rachel from my house. Tell me how you did it. I want to know now. I will never hand over my daughter to you or your family ever again. I'm afraid that just won't do. I want you to return Rachel to us right this moment, okay? I'm being serious about this. The answer is no. You won't be getting Rachel back as long as I can help it. Do you understand? But we weren't finished with her training. She still has so much that we need to teach her. Do you have any idea how much money and time we've already sunk into her? If you did, you wouldn't be acting like this and you'd know to give her back to us. I'm afraid that you're never, ever gonna see your wife again. No one is ever gonna see her again, in fact. Wait, what? Hold on, what is that supposed to mean? What happened to her? What does that mean? I mean that you don't even have a wife to give back to you anymore. You never even once treated her like you ought to treat a human being, much less your wife. You never had a wife to begin with. What are you even talking about? Rachel is my wife and nothing you say is gonna change that, got it? I mean, even legally, you can't say that she's not my wife. What kind of stupid game are you trying to play? It doesn't really matter what you say, since she's gonna be divorcing you either way. Rachel is currently in the hospital and being treated for malnutrition or dehydration. I talked to a lawyer about what the best way to handle this situation would be, and he said that I really only had one path to get Rachel out of this. What are you talking about? And why are you talking to lawyers? What is going on? I am going to have my daughter divorce you and sue for damages caused to her during her marriage to you. Hold on for just 1 second. You can't just break into my house, steal my wife away, and then say that you're going to sue me. If anything, I have more than enough room to sue you. Oh, really? Do you even have any proof that I broke into your house or did anything that was against the law? Well, I had tied Rachel to her chair, so how else could she have escaped if someone didn't help her? There was no way that she could have gotten out of there all on her own. You do realize that you basically just made a confession to committing domestic abuse, right? You just admitted to basically kidnapping your own wife. You even just said that you tied her up. Wait, no, hold on, that's not what I meant. You're twisting my words. I don't have time to talk to you any longer. I have to go and speak with Rachel's doctor about how she's doing. Also, you might be interested in knowing that we also have her diary, which is more than enough proof against you. Wait, you found her diary? I didn't even know that she kept one. Well, she always had a diary ever since she was a little girl. And in this latest diary, she wrote all about all the awful things that you forced her to do. I can't believe this. You're telling me she refused to take care of the house, but had time to keep a journal. Well, if you really think that you can sue me, just know that I will fight back tooth and nail. I'm not gonna let my wife think that she can get the better of me. My family built this country, and it isn't gonna be taken down by some little nobody. Do you think anyone even cares who your family is? No one cares if one of your ancestors did something interesting 100 years ago. What did you just say? Do you have any idea who it is that you're talking to right now? Honestly, the nerve of you to even talk to me like that. Enough about that. Let's talk about Rachel's phone. You told me that she'd broken her phone, but really you just stole it from her, didn't you? Honestly, I think you're the one that needs to be trained on how to be a good husband. You can't talk to me like that. I'll show you to give me the respect I deserve, and I will get my wife back if it's the last thing that I do. What did you do? What is going on here? I demand an explanation. I know that you did this, so just tell me how you did it. Benny, I'm sure that I have no idea what you're talking about at all. My mom just passed out due to some heart issues. What did you do to her? Why is she acting like this? I have no idea what you're talking about, but I can certainly tell you that I had nothing to do with it. Are you sure that this wasn't just a long time coming or something? I mean, I know all about how much your mom was involved in trying to train my poor little daughter. Don't play dumb with me and pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. Ever since you stole Rachel from us, things have been getting really weird around here. I know that this is somehow your fault. And just what makes you think that? What kind of things have been getting weird since my daughter left? Well, ever since then, all our neighbors have stopped talking to us and started treating us really poorly. The local paper boys stopped delivering to us. We're getting stared at when we go outside, and people are obviously whispering about us. Someone even shouted at us to get out of town earlier. I have no idea what's going on around here, but I know that you must have something to do with it, right? It sounds to me like all your neighbors just hate you. Are you sure that that isn't it? Of course it isn't that. How could it be that? Why even would it be that? Well, I wouldn't be so sure. I mean, the way you're describing it, it sounds exactly like that. Maybe this is just what happens when you treat everyone like they're beneath you. I mean, if you're always looking down at people all the time, they are going to get fed up with it sooner or later and start to push back. I think this all sounds quite natural to me. But if they just disliked us, that would be one thing. But this is on a whole different level. I mean, they're treating us like we're all terrible criminals or something like that. They all seem to hold genuine hate for us, and I don't know why. So something must have happened. I suppose if your neighbors changed how they feel about you, then you should go and talk to them about it. Although some of them did help me rescue my daughter from you. So then you mean that you broke into my house with my neighbor's help? I just told them about how worried I was for Rachel, and some of them agreed to help. I guess that must be where the rumor began from. But what did you tell them? I have to know what you told my neighbors. Oh, don't worry, you have nothing to worry about at all. I only told them the truth is all. I told them about how you weren't letting her go outside and you were treating her like a servant. But that's a lie. You lied about my family and now everyone hates us. Everyone is treating us like we're some kind of sick criminals who just lock up young women in their house. You've made it so that everyone hates us. Well, I find that most rumors do tend to have at least the slightest bit of truth to them. There were even some neighbors that saw how skinny Rachel had gotten. I think that probably didn't help slow down the rumor mill at all either. I imagine most people in your neighborhood probably hate you and your family now. This isn't a game. I'm getting really freaked out. I mean, it feels like we're witches being hunted by some wild mob. My mom is so scared that she won't even leave the house. And now she's gone and had some kind of heart attack from all the stress. Oh no, that really is horrible. That almost sounds half as bad as what you put my poor Rachel through. And since all of your neighbors know that too, I'm sure that that's why they're treating you this way. Honestly, I can't say I blame them though. If anything, I'm glad that after learning the truth, they've all turned on you. I won't let you get away with this. You've besmirched my family's good name. Someone even threw a rock through a window at her house. Oh no, did someone really go that far? Wow, small town living must really be something else if that happened. But this is all your fault. You got everyone so mad at us with your lies. I'll make you regret this, I swear. You won't get away with this. I'm afraid that you and your family don't really have any power to stop any of this now. You only have your pedigree, but not even that much money. My family practically built this town. These ingrates have no idea who it is they're messing with. My family isn't stuck in this town with them, they're stuck here with us. I asked one of your neighbors if that was true, and he said your family had a store more than 100 years ago. He said that your family is the last of the original settlers of the town, and they owned one of the worst pieces of land with hardly any power in town. It's just that everyone else has moved out. Well, that still means that we've been here the longest, and that means that everyone needs to respect us. I mean, we live in a mansion for Pete's sake. Are you talking about that big rundown shack that you call a home? When I went to get my daughter, I couldn't imagine that house selling for very much. The foundation is sinking. The whole place looks like a serious health hazard. Honestly, I'd be scared to even live there. But once the lawsuit is done, you might not even have that roof over your head. Oh, I have money. That isn't a problem at all. Oh, you do? Well, that's good to hear. I guess I won't feel so bad when my daughter sues you for everything that you own then. Wait a second. Are you really going to try and sue me for that much money? I really think that you have no idea what you're in for. After we're through with you, you're gonna have nothing. Do you understand? You'll be forced to move from your crappy little house, and you'll have to take care of your parents all on your own. Please, don't do this. Please, just make it stop. Stop what? What are you talking about? Be a big boy and use your words. Just please don't sue us. I mean, I won't be able to take care of both of my parents all by myself. And if we run out of town, then we'll have nothing at all. How are we supposed to go on living? Oh, don't worry. If you want some money, I'm sure that you'll be able to take out some hefty loans from some banks. Are you seriously telling me that we'll have to go into debt? I think that's the least amount of punishment that you deserved after how you treated my poor Rachel. In the end, Benny and his family ended up owing Rachel over $400,000 for the way that they mistreated her. That basically drained all of their savings, and they finally decided to leave town. They thought they'd be able to make some money back from selling their mansion, but no buyers wanted to even touch that crumbling mess. They had to borrow a lot of money to move away, and even then they could only afford to move into a cramped apartment. I hear that even on the tightest of budget, they're still drowning in the interest accumulating on their loans. After getting divorced, my daughter began to return to her old self and recover from her time at Benny's. She's doing everything she can to put that horrible experience behind her and start a new life. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, Addison. It's really been a while, huh? How have you been?
Hayden?
Yep, I guess it's been like 10 years since I left the country, huh? Madeline must have gotten pretty big by now, right? How old is she again? Is she graduating high school this year?
She's graduating college this year, actually.
Wow, time really flies.
You don't even know how old your own daughter is? I guess I shouldn't expect any more of you. It's already been 10 years since you ran off with another woman. I haven't heard from you since then. So why are you getting in touch all of a sudden? What do you want?
Wow, you could be a little happier to hear from me, don't you think? We haven't spoken in over 10 years. Don't be so short with me.
I should be happier to hear from you? You have got to be kidding. You're lucky I'm even responding at all. Do me a favor and don't message me again. Since you disappeared, I already went through with the whole divorce process, so we have nothing to do with each other anymore. We're not husband and wife anymore. You're nothing but a stranger to me.
Oh, you already did the paperwork. Nice. I guess that means I can marry my girlfriend then. When I get back to America tomorrow, the first thing we'll do is register our marriage. Oh, I can't wait.
When you get back to America? Are you actually planning to come back? And you're still with that woman, huh? I'm surprised this lasted that long.
Hey, don't just go making assumptions about the state of our relationship. Why wouldn't we still be together? Me and her were meant for each other. Even though I was already married to you when I met her, and everyone around me told me I was crazy, we still ended up together. A relationship like that is special. We won't break up so easily.
Oh, it sounds pretty sweet when you put it like that, doesn't it? Don't try to make yourself out to be some kind of star-crossed lovers. Say it like it is. You're nothing but a cheater. You had a wife and a daughter in elementary school, but you just left us to fend for ourselves. What you did was unforgivable. By anyone's standards. You're the worst kind of man there is. You make me sick. I couldn't care less if you marry that woman or not, but you should have some remorse for what you did, at the very least.
Yo, don't be so dramatic. That was over 10 years ago. How long are you gonna keep crying about it? You're the same old nag you always were, I see. It's because of that sour attitude of yours that your husband up and left you in the first place, you know? Are you seriously still asking me for an apology? I let you live in my house for free all these years, didn't I? Forget apologizing. You should be thanking me. All I did was choose another woman, and that was over 10 years ago. Compared to the massive favor I've been doing you by letting you live in my house, what I did was nothing. So get off your high horse, will you?
What are you talking about, your house? Your mom bought this house, didn't she? Not you.
Yeah, that's right. My rich mom, who happens to own a lot of properties. She got that house for her son. What about it? What difference does that make? I'm her son. She got that house for me, so it's mine all the same. So when we get back to Oklahoma, I expect you to be out of there as soon as possible, got it? We'll be living there from now on.
Oh, okay. Now I see what's going on. That's why you got in touch with me.
Well, the truth is, my girlfriend's actually got him pregnant. If it were up to me, I would have liked us to keep living in Spain, but she wasn't having it. She said she really wants to give birth back in America.
Oh, she's pregnant. So you've abandoned your daughter to go and get another woman pregnant. Got it.
I can't believe how bitter you still are after being dumped by me. But whatever. Just get out of my house, got it? I want the both of you out as soon as possible. Go find somewhere else to whine. The owner of the house is coming back, so give it back. You're nothing but the owner's ex-wife. You don't have any right to keep squatting in my house.
I don't know how you expect to live in that house.
By you getting the hell out of it, that's how.
No, I mean, I don't know how you expect to live in it since it's been demolished already.
Say what?
That house you want to move back into so badly doesn't exist anymore. A new building's even been built there already. It's been 10 years, you know. You shouldn't really be surprised.
The house is really gone?
Yes, it is. So when you get back, the only house waiting for you is a cardboard box in the park. I hope you find a box big enough for your new wife and kid.
Just hang on a minute now. What is the meaning of this? How could my house have been knocked down? How dare you get rid of my house? That wasn't your house to give away. You're just my ex-wife. Who gave you the right?
Why are you assuming I had anything to do with it? Go talk to your mom. She's the one who had it knocked down, not me.
My mom did? Without even talking to me first?
You just disappeared and abandoned all of your responsibilities. You never paid a penny of child support either. So your mom just demolished the house and sold the land. And she gave me the money to help me get back on my feet while supporting our very young daughter.
What? She gave you all the money from the sale too?
She's the owner, isn't she? So everything was above board. You never really had any right to the house, legally speaking. It's not like I went and sold it on my own.
Well, what am I supposed to do now? We'll be landing in Oklahoma tomorrow. We don't have enough savings to get another place on such short notice. I was planning on us moving into that house.
How should I know? Don't ask me.
Huh? Is that all you have to say after basically stealing my house from me?
Stealing? You have no idea how lucky you are. If I went after you for the years of child support you missed, you'd owe me a lot more than what I got from the house. You have some nerve talking to me like this after ditching us 10 years ago. If you're so worried, go talk to your mom. She's loaded, isn't she? She has a lot of property too. I'm sure she'd be happy to give you somewhere to stay. This has nothing to do with me in any case. Mabel, I hope you've been well. Hayden is coming back to America tomorrow. I was wondering if you heard from him already? Oh, hello, Addison, dear. I've been fine, thank you very much. I hope you've been well, too. About Hayden, yes, I heard from him just a little while ago. He's been away from the country for a while now, hasn't he? What has it been, 10 years now? Yep, that's right. It's been over 10 years. Wow, it's really been that long, huh? He told me he'll be back tomorrow, but not only that, he told me his girlfriend is pregnant, too. Yep, that seems to be the case. Looks like his girlfriend wants to raise the kid here in Oklahoma, so they're coming back. I never thought I'd see him again. Who would have thought they'd move back to America at all, let alone Oklahoma? I was really quite surprised. I'm really happy for you, though. That house you prepared can be put to good use. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I bought it in case he ever came back. I know I'm being silly, and he doesn't really deserve it, but he's still my son. I just wanted him to have somewhere to come home to in case he ever decided to come back. It's not silly. You're a mother. No one would blame you for wanting to be there for your children, no matter what they might have done. I'm sure I'll always be the same with my daughter, however old she gets, or whatever she does. Whatever mistakes our kids might make, or however much trouble they cause us. As parents, we're always going to want to be there for them, aren't we? Yeah, that's exactly how it is, right? Of course, I wish I could be a little more strict with them, but I don't think I can bring myself to actually ever abandon that boy. I can't help but feel it's my job as his mother to make sure he always has a chance for a fresh start, to be a better person. I don't blame you at all. No one can blame you for wanting to give him as many chances as he might need. You're really too kind, Addison. I appreciate you being so understanding, despite what that idiot did to you. Oh, that's right. Sorry to change the subject, but Madeline is graduating college this year, isn't she? I already transferred some money to her as a graduation gift, so let me know when it's received. Oh, thank you so much, Mabel. Even after your son and I's divorce, thank you for always thinking of Madeline and me. Don't be silly. Whether my son's in the picture or not, I'll always be thinking of my precious granddaughter. And besides, money isn't really an issue for me, so I'm more than happy to spend it on family. For my precious granddaughter, I'll spend however much I have to. Thank you. We both really appreciate that more than you could know. It's all thanks to you that Madeline and I have been able to get by after Hayden left us. Not only did you cover the child support that Hayden was supposed to pay, but you even helped me find a job. Oh, really? Don't worry about any of that. We're family, aren't we? It was nice hearing from you anyway. I'll have to get going soon, but I hope we can catch up properly soon.
I guess it's true what they say. Moms are always going to be there for their kids. When I told my mom I'll be coming back, she was super glad to be able to see me again. Not a word of criticism, unlike some people. And it seems like she paid you all of the child support I was meant to. So I'm in the clear as far as the law is concerned.
Yeah, that's right. She gave me what the courts ordered you to pay, as well as the money from the sale of the house. She really helped us a lot. She even sent Madeline money to congratulate her on graduating college. We really owe her a lot.
She's really generous, huh? And when I told her about our housing problem, she said she already had a house prepared in case we ever came back. I am really so lucky to have such a loaded and useful mom.
Is that how you see her? Just as a useful and rich resource? I know you're excited, but don't take advantage of her. She might be a really kind person, sometimes too kind, you could even say. But she was more shocked and hurt than anyone when she heard you abandon your family to run away with your new girlfriend. She actually collapsed, you know. She might have prepared a house for you in case you came back home, but that doesn't mean she wasn't really hurt and disappointed in you.
How should I know about any of that? All I know is I'm the luckiest guy alive to have such a rich mom, and to be her only son, too. No matter what I do, I'm pretty sure she'll always be there to bail me out. That's the bottom line. I couldn't care less about anything else.
How could you say such things?
Sucks for you, but it looks like I'll be getting my happily ever after all.
Why would that suck for me?
Oh, don't play dumb. I know you've held quite a grudge against me until now. Ever since I suddenly up and left 10 years ago. I left you all alone and with no notice, even though you were just a housewife. And despite that, all thanks to my rich mom, I haven't suffered at all. She took care of all the child support or anything else I would have owed you. And to top it off, she even had a housemate for me in case I ever came back home. Don't act like you're not bitter about all of that. From today on, I'll be able to happily raise my new family in this beautiful new house.
I wish you nothing but the best, but I don't know what you mean by new house.
And what's that supposed to mean?
I think there seems to be some kind of misunderstanding. The house Mabel prepared for you isn't a new house she had built. It's actually an old house she's had renovated, and there have been a lot of strange sightings around there.
What do you mean, strange sightings? Are you saying it's not a new building at all? She's renovated some old building? Why wouldn't she just build a new place? I'm her precious son.
It's fine. You don't need to overreact so much. You don't believe in ghosts or anything, do you? Oh, I'm sure all the ghosts left when the building was renovated anyway. So don't worry, just enjoy your new house.
What are you even talking about? You know I've always believed in ghosts. They're real. I saw one as a kid, remember? I told you. Why would my mom have me live in a place like that? She told me she had a really nice place ready for me in case I moved back here. She can't have been referring to a damn haunted house. You must be lying to me. There's no other explanation.
If you don't believe me, just go to the house yourself. Then you'll know for sure, right? You always said you could sense ghosts, so go over there and see what's up, why don't you?
What am I gonna do? The house is barely even renovated. It's practically fallen apart. I felt so many chills as soon as I got near that place. There's no way it's not infested with spirits.
Oh, that was quick. You already went to take a look?
Of course I did. I took a taxi to go see if you were full of crap or not. I went to the address my mom gave me, and that's what I found. Even the garden is a complete jungle. Something's probably living in that too. The floors are creaking, and there are holes in the walls. I don't even think that it's been renovated at all.
Wow, it's in worse shape than I imagined. But then again, I guess it has been abandoned for over 10 years. That was bound to happen when it wasn't being upkept at all.
It was renovated 10 years ago?
Huh? Didn't you hear anything from Mabel?
No, I didn't. All she told me was that she had a house ready for me at that address. I haven't heard anything else from her but that.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what she did. She had a house renovated for you as soon as she demolished the old one. Since she didn't think she could just abandon her son, even if we're talking about someone as useless as you, she had that house renovated for you in case you ever came back. But it's not like she's particularly happy about what you've done. Her only concern was to make sure you had a roof over your head if you came back to America. But even she doesn't think you deserve some beautiful new house after what you did.
I don't understand. What you're saying is, my mom might have had a house ready for me when I came home, but she hasn't done any kind of upkeep? And that the house she prepared was an old abandoned house with a history of, strange sightings? What was she thinking? What kind of mixed messages is she trying to send me?
I'm pretty sure she just wants you to reflect on your own actions a little bit. Even you should be able to understand that much.
She wants me to do what now? Reflect?
Of course. Look at it from her point of view. Her idiot son left his wife and child to run away with his new girlfriend. So isn't it only right that you see what 10 years of abandonment looks like? 10 years of mold, 10 years of erosion, 10 years of illegally dumped garbage? That's what 10 years of neglect looks like. Hopefully, seeing the physical effects can help you comprehend what the consequences of your actions can have on other people too. Luckily for you, Mabel is such an incredibly kind person. She couldn't bring herself to abandon you completely, however much she disapproved of what you did. But that doesn't mean she thinks you deserve to get off scot-free either. So she thought this was the best compromise. She'll have the house ready for you, and the sooner you come back, the better condition it'll be in. She was sure you'd come back eventually, but she wasn't sure when that would be, or how much you'd have regretted what you did, or even if you regretted it at all.
What the hell kind of logic is that? It doesn't make any sense. Why would she go through all that trouble instead of just saying this to me directly? She deliberately bought a messed up house and let it rot just to teach me a lesson? Are you kidding me?
Is it really that hard to believe? You know how rich she is? This is a small price to pay if it can actually drive the message through to you. If you ask me, it was a pretty good idea.
Are you serious? How the hell can you call that a good idea? I have a pregnant girlfriend too, but she expects me to live in that dilapidated house? Isn't this going a little too far just to teach me a lesson about responsibility or whatever?
Yeah, she does expect that. It's the only way she could think of to get you to reflect on your own actions. Think of that damaged house as a manifestation of how you hurt us. Maybe you'll actually learn to have some empathy and grow some remorse for what you did. You'll have plenty of time while you work on the repairs.
I'm supposed to repair it on my own too? Does she expect me to deal with all of these problems myself?
Yeah, pretty sure she does. You'll have plenty of time to reflect on your sins while you work on that house. That's what she told me anyway.
No, you're lying. That can't be true. The house is probably in even worse condition than it was before it was renovated. How do you expect me to deal with it on my own? I don't even have any money to get anyone else to reform it.
Oh, don't be so pessimistic. You'll figure it out, I'm sure. Just think about that happily ever after you were dreaming of. That should be enough to motivate you, right? It's all for your new girlfriend and kid, who are worth abandoning your old family for. You can work up the motivation for them at least, can't you?
I get it already. You can stop gloating.
I am not gloating. Oh, and don't forget about the rumors, too. If you hear any strange noises while you're working, don't forget to run. At least the three of you will never be lonely in that house. With all the spirits to keep you company. Hello, Addison dear. I'm just messaging to let you know I'll be going on a little trip abroad from today. Oh, is that so? That's wonderful. The truth is, in the last 10 years, I was a little concerned about where Hayden could have ran off to. I've been planning on flying to some places I suspected he might be, to try and hunt him down in person. You're really gonna go that far? But now that he's already come back home, that won't be necessary. But I have to admit, I was starting to look forward to seeing the world while looking for him. So I thought I might as well just take a trip abroad anyway. I don't need an excuse for that, do I? Yeah, that's right. Of course you don't. I hope you have a great time. For the last 10 years, you've taken such good care of us. Honestly, I don't know where we'd be without you. I'm really happy to hear you're finally taking some time to think about yourself. It's really long overdue, if you ask me. Thank you so much. Oh, but I do have something I want to ask of you while I'm away. Would you mind checking how Hayden's doing with the house? I'm curious to see if he actually has taken the time to reflect on what he did while he works on the house, if the labor's actually helping him grow as a person or not. But I understand if you want nothing to do with him anymore, so really don't feel pressured to check on him for me if you don't want to. No, don't worry. You can leave that to me. It's no problem. I drive past that area to go to work anyway, so it's really no big deal. I saw him working on the lawn just the other day. His clothes were a mess. That's good to hear. I'm sure he's thinking back on what brought him to that position while he works away. I have a very strong hunch he'll be getting back in touch with you soon enough. Hopefully to apologize, or at the very least to beg you to contact me for him. Why would he need me to contact you for him? I think I'm gonna let him figure things out on his own. I won't be responding to any of his messages or answering his calls for a while. Wow, really? Yes. And if he's too persistent, I might even have to block him. Oh, so when he does eventually get in touch with you, would you mind passing along a message from me? You really know your son pretty well, don't you? And yes, of course, I'd be more than happy to do that.
I'm begging you, Addison. I can't take this any longer. Could you please contact my mom for me? She hasn't responded to me since she gave me the house.
Oh, you've already had enough? This soon?
I get it now. I really do. This last month, I've had more than enough time to look back on my life and the decisions I've made. All I want now is to live in a normal house. Is that too much to ask?
All you've done is weed the garden, right? Do you really think that's anywhere near the level of suffering you put us through?
Did you see the state of the garden? It was terrible. Just weeding it was hell. However many weeds I pull out, they just keep coming back. And the house is freezing. It's drafty, there's no heating at all, and the repair costs are way more than I can afford. And my girlfriend even said that she'd had enough already, and she left me. I've reflected on what I did. I regret everything, so please, just contact my mom.
What? She left? Even while she was pregnant?
I'm really begging you, Addison. I know my mom would respond if you messaged her, right? You're still in touch, aren't you? Oh, please, tell her how sorry I am. Tell her I've had enough time to look back on what I did, and I'm really, really sorry. And if I know my mom, she'll definitely help me out. She won't leave me like this.
I'll message her if you want me to that badly, but I don't think she'll be coming to bail you out this time. She said she's not coming back to America for the next few years.
What? She's left the country? She's not in America?
That's right. She's traveling the world on her own. If you want, I can tell you exactly where she is. She's in Barcelona right now.
Barcelona?
She was originally planning to come back pretty soon, but said she's having such a good time she's going to stay there for a while. She said she's going to try living in several different countries for a few months at a time over the next few years.
That can't be true. Are you saying I'm really on my own now? Has my own mom finally abandoned me too?
Oh, don't be so dramatic. Oh, and I almost forgot, your mom actually gave me a message to pass on to you.
What? She did?
I'm gonna decide whether or not to cut you off based on the state of things when I return. If it's in an unacceptable condition, don't expect any inheritance. Those were her exact words.
Huh? Wait, what? By things, is she referring to this rundown excuse for a house?
Yeah, pretty sure she is. She'll believe that you've actually taken the time to reflect on your actions if you take the time to work hard on the house. But if you just leave it as is, she doesn't see why you should deserve any of her money. And if she can't believe you've actually repented for what you did, she said she won't ever want to see you again in that case, and that obviously means you're out of her will too.
Oh, you're lying. That can't be what she said. So what you're saying is, I have no choice but to fix this junky old house all on my own while my mom is off enjoying her travels?
Now you're getting it. Good luck.
You've got to be kidding me. I've already reached my limit. I can't take it anymore. I can't live in this place. I'm on my own here too now.
Then go ahead and leave it as is. You'll just lose your inheritance, that's all.
What do you mean that's all? That's all I have left. Do you have any idea how much real estate my mom owns?
I heard she's accumulated quite a lot more these last 10 years, too. I'm pretty sure it's worth somewhere in the millions.
So my only choices are to literally throw away millions of dollars or to keep trying to get this house into a livable condition. This can't be. Those can't be my only two options.
Well, whatever you decide, best of luck. I'll let your mom know you got the messages. After that, Hayden's girlfriend, the one who ran away, ended up going back to him. She apparently tried to go back to her parents' house, but they wanted nothing to do with her. Not that you can blame them. She hadn't been in touch for over 10 years, but expected them to just take her in at the drop of a hat. So now, at least Hayden has someone to keep him company while he works on the house. Hayden still needs to make a living, too, so he seems to be having a tough time working some part-time jobs to make ends meet while he works on the house. In any case, he needs to be done with the repairs by the time Mabel gets back, so the two of them seem to be doing their best to meet that deadline. I wonder if Mabel was right, though, about this being the perfect chance for them to reflect on the last 10 years. I did get a pretty long apology letter from Hayden one time. It's not like I have any intentions to forgive him for just that, mind you, but I wonder if he'll actually change as a person more as he works on that place. Out of curiosity, I'll keep watching from afar. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.
Pack your bags and get out of the house. Don't make this difficult. You have no right to be there, so just shove some clothes into a suitcase and leave. I'll send the rest of your things later on.
What? Who is this?
Can you read? Read what I just wrote. Get out today. Now!
Who is this? Is this some kind of practical joke? I was just about to brush my teeth and go to bed. It's been a long day, and I'm not in the mood for jokes before bedtime. Hello? Okay, I'm turning my phone off now.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. You'd be wise to do what I say. Failure to comply may end in nastiness.
Why on earth would I do anything that some random person suddenly orders me to do at 8 p.m. at night? You haven't even said who you are. How did you get this number? Who the hell are you? And on whose authority are you telling me to get out? Are you the landlord? Because if you are, I'm calling the Tenants Tribunal. My cousin is one of the founding members of Tenants Together, California.
It doesn't matter who I am. What matters is that you vacate that place now. It's not your place. You need to give it back to its rightful owner.
I am not doing a damn thing until you tell me what is going on. Who in their right mind would just pack up and leave because of a random text from some unknown crazy person?
Oh, just quit your whining and get out. You're only making things more difficult. I'm giving you the easy option. I'm going to keep hounding you until you get out. You don't know who you are dealing with.
That's exactly my point. I don't know who you are, so I am damned if I'm just going to get out of this place I've been living in all this time.
If you don't like the constant harassment, get out!
Hey, Maddie, how have you been? Long time, huh? I hope you're still not bitter about what happened. We were young and innocent. It was a different time.
What the?
You seem to be doing fine. I heard that you remarried this year. That's good to know. We only divorced 3 years ago and you're already married, right? You sure don't mess about. That somehow doesn't seem like the timid little Madison I used to know and love. I guess time heals all wounds, huh?
Simon? Is that you? Really?
We may have divorced and you may have remarried, but you aren't gonna tell me that you've forgotten about me. Jeez, it wasn't that long ago. We were a couple just a few years ago.
Then what's with the time heals all wounds philosophical crap then?
Dunno, sometimes I just open my phone and the texts fly out of me. Maddie?
Don't call me that.
Alright, Madison. You always were cold-hearted at times. I'm not surprised to see that hasn't changed.
Oh, give me a break. It wasn't me who was cold-hearted. It was you, and you know it. I'll add in distant, indifferent, heartless, insensitive, and sometimes outright rude and disrespectful. Should I go on?
Alright, you've made your point.
Well, I'm right. And then the crowning achievement, you just vanished without a trace. Not even a farewell note. Just signed divorce papers. That was 3 years ago. The police wouldn't search for you because of something your parents said. I never got the full story, but it seemed at the time that they knew something and were simply not telling me. And now you have the audacity to contact me out of the blue? You've got a lot of nerve. What do you want from me?
Hang on, Maddie. You're not still angry at me, are you? Come on, it was 3 years ago. And you've got a new husband. How can you still hold a grudge? Let bygones be bygones, girl. Less stress and you'll live longer.
Don't talk to me about stress, you scumbag.
You were completely over me, so you remarried, right? You don't still harbor resentments, do you? Why are you getting so angry now after all this time?
What? How dare you lecture me? Everything you've said is meaningless. I looked everywhere for you. All your old haunts. I even called all your old girlfriends. And it started to become clear that you just simply didn't want to be found. I confirmed this when I spoke to your parents. At first, they played dumb. They wouldn't give me any information and pretended they hadn't heard from you. But one day, when I was having tea with your mother, she put her phone down and went into the kitchen. Even though her phone was locked, I could see notifications from you. I knew you were out there and didn't want me to find you.
Just as cold-hearted as ever. I wonder how your new husband deals with it.
My new husband and your disappearance have nothing to do with each other. I will never forgive you for what you put me through. Never in 100 years. You took away 2 years of my life.
Those resentments will kill you, Maddie. You've got to let them go.
Oh, I'll be the judge of that, and I've never received a cent of alimony from you. You're legally responsible. You owe me, and now here you are contacting me out of the blue. What the hell do you want?
Hang on a damn second. What's all this talk of alimony? I was just saying hello. Long time no speak, that sort of thing, and you launch into alimony? Were you always so obsessed with money? I guess it goes with the cold heart, huh? All I did was divorce you. I didn't want to stay married to you any longer, so I left.
And?
Well, it wasn't like I cheated on you or something, and I didn't empty the savings account and do a runner. And why the talk of alimony all of a sudden?
You think I don't know? You really think I never noticed? Sorry, but I know everything. I know you ran away with the woman you were seeing. I know it all.
What are you talking about?
At first, I thought you'd simply left because we were having so many fights. We were both busy and stressed out with work, and it felt like every time we had a moment together, we'd fight. Then after you disappeared, I was looking through the things you left in the den. I found a letter written by the woman you'd been seeing.
That's a lie. I made sure to shred every single piece of incriminating evidence. I took a whole bag of it and used the industrial shredder and incinerator. I made sure to do that before I left.
That confirms it then. You assumed any talk of divorce with me would be drawn out and painful, so you just left the papers on the table and vanished. I'm interested, though. I know I shouldn't be, but where did you go?
Remember how we always talked about visiting Africa? I spent a year living and working in Burkina Faso. It was very humbling, very cathartic. Look at it as a way of making amends.
Making amends to the people of Burkina Faso? You're a lunatic. You didn't want to face the hard reality of your affair, getting divorced, and, of course, alimony, so you hid your floozy and disappeared. You're such a total scumbag.
Oh, for God's sake, you really did know. Why didn't you say anything? I can't believe you knew.
You had already gone. What was the point? I just kept it all bottled up as evidence in the event of you ever showing your sorry ass around here again.
After all this time, your case is flimsy at best. If you had made a claim back when I first left, it might have amounted to something.
So that's it. You think enough time has passed for me to calm down and not make any claim to alimony? You've got a nerve. I will never forgive you, ever. Did you know I spent months in and out of hospitals and shrinks offices? I even spent a month in rehab center. The stress of not knowing where you were ate away at me. Until after 2 years, I just let go. I'll never forgive you, but I don't give a damn whether you live or die anymore.
I didn't know I could have such a powerful effect on people. I should have been a cult leader, but yes, I was kind of hoping that you'd forgotten, yeah.
You total piece of human waste. You're congratulating yourself? Unbelievable. What you did was the lowest of lows, and roping your parents in to cover for you was just the final nail in the coffin.
Whatever, you won't get anything from me. And with that, I have to inform you that my girlfriend and I are moving back to town. So I'll be needing the house, and you'll be needing to get out.
Yeah, right.
That house is in my name. That much you should be aware of. I'm sure your husband acts like he owns the place. Hell, you probably told him it was your house. But it's mine, and I need it back. Just tell him you forgot, or something like that. It's coming home to Papa, and I'm gonna make it my new love nest.
So, you just vanished without a word for 3 years, never paying a penny for the upkeep, and now you think you can just waltz on in again? You've got to be joking. You're talking like you've had a head injury. Is that what happened? Did you crash your car and lose what tiny shred of common sense you previously had? How do I know you haven't been in a mental home these past 3 years?
I was on a 3-year honeymoon with my girlfriend. I didn't abandon the house or anything like that. I certainly didn't agree to give you the damn house.
You pig.
Pack your things and get out. I'm losing patience with you. And be grateful that I am so kind that I'm not even going to charge you rent for the last 3 years. You must have saved a fortune. You really should be thanking me. You can't say that I'm not generous. You should appreciate my kindness. Start packing, Maddie, or the next time, I won't be so magnanimous.
Still there, huh? You stubborn old cow. After all the fair warning I gave you, you should have listened. You are going to regret it. Don't say you didn't know anything about it. Stubborn old lady, I guess some people just need more than a little push.
You again.
Normally, people would take the good advice and get out. But you were still there like a family of cockroaches.
So I'm guessing you are Simon's new girlfriend, right? You were the one seeing Simon while he was married to me, right?
Guilty. I am the one who finally tamed that rogue stallion of a man.
And you were the one to keep texting me to get out, I assume. It was quite a shock to suddenly start getting texts from someone I'd been searching for all this time.
Huh? Searching for me? Not Simon? Why on earth would you be searching for me? Are you a fan? 'Cause how cool would that be? Like some crazy TV drama?
A fan? What are you talking about?
I've got like 120,000 followers on YouTube. But I suppose my fan base is a bit younger than you. Maybe you haven't heard of me.
Well, I'd need to know your name or your channel's name, wouldn't I?
You've never heard of the Pink Unicorn? Unleash your inner sparkle?
Vom?
Bringing magic to your eyes? Hello?
No, I can't say I've ever heard of you. Is that what you do all day?
Pretty much. The editing used to take forever, so I could only upload about one new video a week, but now I have a guy that does all that for me. They're pumping out so much content, it's wild.
You are making me physically sick. What do you want?
That would make me so happy if you turned out to be a fan or become one. Watch one of my videos. Here, I'll send you a link. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Happy unicorn prancing through the fields, rainbow tail, a magic appeal, happiness and joy, it's all she knows. Her glittery horn always glows.
That is the worst thing I've ever seen. I hope you and your editor die in a plane crash.
Hey, that's not very nice. So, if you aren't a fan, why were you looking for me?
You ran away with my husband. He was gone for 3 years, and I had no idea where he was. All I knew was the divorce papers. But after that, I began to wonder if he was even alive, whether he had just left the papers as a way of getting me to move on. I had nightmares of him dying somewhere. Every time my phone rang, I'd be terrified if it was the police calling to tell me they'd found his body. Then, I found the letters from you, and I wanted to make you feel the same loss as I did. The medical bills nearly bankrupt me. Simon knows he's responsible, and I need you both to make some kind of financial amends for the suffering I experienced. I won't let up until you both pay.
Hey, old lady, are you an idiot? That was years ago. Get over it already. Hey, why don't you start your own channel? You could just complain about how badly you were treated by those better looking and more talented than you. The Poor Me channel.
It may feel like ancient history to you and Simon, but to me it is a wound that never healed. Whether you make amends to me or not is entirely up to the pair of you. You know what the right thing to do is. If you have any feelings of sympathy, you'll do the right thing. Even a little bit will do. I need Simon to acknowledge the harm and pain he caused me.
Well, we both think we didn't do anything wrong, so you won't be getting a dime. How's that? You miserable old cow. How about you let go of the past and start living for today? And I'm serious about the channel. Give me a call if you need help getting started. I don't give a damn about you personally, but I never pass up a business chance.
What? Who are you?
Me? I'm someone that needs a place to live. I'm someone that is telling you no. Ordering you to get the hell out of that place. Oh, and when I say that place, yeah, I mean this place. I just threw all your things out the second floor window. Your dopey husband was scurrying around below, gathering everything up. It started to rain, so I can't be sure, but I think he was crying. This is Simon and my place now.
You did what? You mean you're there now?
Yes. We couldn't wait, so we just went ahead and tossed all your garbage into the yard. You replaced the lock, but that wasn't much of a match for me. I may be young, but I've lived many different lives.
You had better be joking.
Nah, why would I joke about something like that? We can finally relax in our own place. We thought once we disappeared, it would only be a few weeks, maybe a month tops, before we could move in. You stubborn old fox, you just wouldn't leave.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, think about it. Your husband leaves divorce papers on the table and disappears. Most women would take the hint, hand in the papers, then pack up and move back to their parents' house. But not you. No. Stubborn old Madison stuck it out. Not only that, even after the divorce was finalized, you remarried and had the new husband move in? I almost lost my mind waiting for you to get out, but you didn't. Every time I checked in on you, you showed no signs of moving on. Our plans went out the window. Just like your things.
Your plans? You're both insane.
Who ever heard of an ex-wife staying in the house of her former husband and living in it with her new husband? You are the one who's insane. Throwing all your crap out the window was quite therapeutic, in a way. All that pent-up hatred toward you, it felt refreshing.
You don't know what you've done. I can't be held responsible for what comes next.
Oh, who cares? Just get out of the house. Come and get the rest of your things. The husband is sitting on the front steps, sobbing. Does he even know you were married before? You had better tell him. You had no right to live in that house. You know what? I am going to throw everything else out. You don't even need to ever come back here.
You're talking about the house that Simon and I used to live in, right? That house has been sold.
What?
Yes, I sold through a real estate agent. It was sold to a new owner. Those things you threw out the window could be their things. That husband sobbing on the front steps, I couldn't say who he is. Maybe the new owner? So you see, Unicorn, or whatever your name is, you are in far deeper trouble than you think. Although that is probably starting to sink in.
You sold Simon's house?
Yep, some time ago. So you've smashed the lock, unlawfully entered someone's home, and thrown all their possessions out the window. Ooh, Unicorn, that's a nice list of felonies right there. Looks like you'll have some explaining to do.
Hang on! You can't just sell someone's house. It's illegal.
The owner of the house sold it. There is nothing illegal about it at all.
So you are saying it was your name on the deed?
Yep.
Not Simon's?
Nope. It would seem like Simon has either forgotten about what happened or has been lying to you. He has a history of lying to women, so I wouldn't be too shocked if I were you, should that turn out to be the case. Let me enlighten you. When we got married, we moved into Simon's parents' house. They were old and need a bit of care, which I happily provided. Then, when they died, naturally, the house became ours.
You got a house fully paid off? Yes, I know all that. Just get on with it.
When it came time to sign over ownership, Simon didn't want to have to pay residential taxes and things. He coerced me to become owner. He thought that way he could continue to hide assets from the IRS. Who knows what he was thinking? So I had no problem selling the house because it was mine. So, back to your problem.
No, this can't be happening. Simon always called it his house. He talked about it constantly. When we are back living in my house?
Next time you see him, would you please pass on this information?
He's right next to me reading this. He's frozen, staring at me. I don't think he's breathing.
I hope the police arrive while he's like that. He's good at disappearing, so they better be quick. I heard from the estate agent that a young couple had moved in to renovate the place. That would be their stuff you threw out. You'll probably be liable for damages to their things, too. They will have called the cops the minute you forced your way in.
We've got to get out of here. Simon seems to have gone into shock. He's curled up lying on the floor. Oh, damn! We gotta split before the police arrive.
Too late, I think. I called them the minute you told me you were throwing things out. I'm at home now, so I knew you were at the old place. Good luck explaining your way out of this one. Bye! I'll leave the rest of it up to the police.
Maddie, just do me one last favor and just tell the police this has been a great big misunderstanding. You deliberately tricked us. Come on, they're gonna lock me up. Tell them we didn't mean any harm to the couple that owned this place. We thought that it was my house.
My house? Why on earth would I help you? You forgot about the signing of the deed and you smashed up someone's possessions. You didn't mean any harm? Of course you did. You meant to harm me.
Jesus, Maddie, they're gonna charge me with a whole list of things. You think it's funny?
Maybe not funny, but I certainly won't be losing any sleep over it.
If they throw me in prison, I won't be able to pay you alimony, and not 1 cent.
You had no intention of paying me anyway.
No, I'll pay you. You were right. I do need to make amends. I want to make amends. I'll pay you every month, I promise. I'm so sorry for cheating on you. Sorry for leaving. Everything. I'm sorry. If you help us out this once, I'll make it up to you. I promise.
Okay, then go to the bank on the corner and withdraw everything you have. Pass it to the police when they arrive. Can you do that? You really want to make amends, right?
Yes.
So, as I said, tell the police exactly that when they arrive.
They're here.
Can you see a tall Latino officer?
Yes, him and an angry-looking woman.
His name is Officer Rodriguez. Tell him you're going to make a withdrawal at the bank and you'll be right back. When you get back, give the money to my husband.
Your husband? He's coming here too?
He's already there.
Officer Rodriguez? He's your new husband?
He is, yes. When you vanished, he was the officer assigned to the case. They couldn't launch an official missing persons search, but he let me know when your name came up. He was at my side all through all those long months when I thought I couldn't take anymore. He has a particular hatred for you for what you did to me. He even said you'd regret it if you ever crossed his path.
Oh, damn. He wouldn't do anything silly, would he?
Not while in uniform, I wouldn't think. They have cameras on their body armor, but I wouldn't get him angry.
Oh, no way. Oh, you weasel. This was all you're doing. You tricked me.
I don't think I've done anything wrong. But hey, take it up with the police if you have an issue. Oh, and by the way, even people in prison can be made to pay alimony. I've looked into all of the laws pertaining to divorce. I would be fully within my rights to make payment claims while you were behind bars. In the eyes of the law, it is actually much easier to get payments from prisoners. They can't disappear.
Please, Madison, can't you just let me off? I didn't know. I am an innocent victim in this. Simon tricked me. He lied to me just like he lied to you. You and I are both victims. I'll tell the police whatever they want to hear. I'll never see Simon again. He is scum. He only thinks of himself. Help me out, Madison, please. We can form a victim support group. When we first met, he didn't even tell me he was married. I didn't know. I swear.
Nothing you say will make any difference. Any excuses, evidence, and pleas can be made directly to the police. I am done with you two.
Oh, come on, Madison. I was just following my heart. I wanted to be with the man I loved. He tricked me into dreaming about a house and a family life. I was tricked by Simon and my heart. I was looking forward to a house. He promised me for 3 long years. He really didn't know you had sold it. I didn't know it was yours. He always said it was his. I can't go to prison for that, for loving someone. You'd lock me up for loving a man you once loved too? I am the victim here.
There's no use telling me all this. Tell it to the police. Breaking and entering is a felony. Whether it was my house or not, you can't do it, regardless. And you enjoyed it as you threw their things out the window. You said it was therapeutic. And I have all the evidence the police need, should they ask for it. I've taken screenshots of this whole conversation, dating back to the very first time you told me to get out. Just resign yourself to the fact that you broke the law and now you have to take the punishment that's coming.
It was all Simon. He's the bad guy. I was duped. I am an innocent victim caught up in his lies, just like you were. He told me to mess the place up. Normally, I'm quite non-violence type. I'm usually very mature. I'm a peace lover. I love unicorns and everything pink and fluffy. He forced me to do it. I was brainwashed. You have got to believe me.
Does a peace and unicorn-loving mature adult repeatedly text "get out" to someone they've never met? You two are peas in a pod, partners in crime, modern-day Bonnie and Clyde. You deserve each other. Now stop texting me. I don't want anything more to do with the pair of you. Simon and Petra were arrested that afternoon and are now in jail awaiting their fate. The couple that owned the house had the damage assessed and are suing Simon for well over $100,000. Petra has emptied her bank account, but they still don't have enough to cover that and legal costs, not to mention alimony. Bail was posted at $20,000 with an order to stay in the city. Simon tried calling in favors from friends and family, but nobody came to the rescue. Petra's video editor came and bailed her out. I doubt she'll stick around. I'm going to wait a few months before sending Simon my alimony payment demands. He'll think I've forgotten. I wish I could see the expression on his face when he opens it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. Bye!